This is Halo Witch, and this is going to be a collective love reading. So, if you are currently viewing this video, you can take it as guidance you were meant to receive. If you feel it resonates, there are no coincidences. All of my readings are timeless, so it doesn't matter when you stumble upon it. So if you're in need of some love guidance, let's go ahead and see what Spirit has to say. So we have deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So someone isn't being upfront. Someone isn't being honest. Someone is hiding something. Spirit, can you tell me more, please? We have let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Very interesting. So, okay. I feel like Spirit is definitely saying that this person is going to expose themselves. I definitely feel like there's something deeper going on here. And I feel like Spirit is saying, allow this person to expose their true colors. Stop trying to control the situation. You know, stop trying to control this person. Stop trying to force this person to be someone they're not, is definitely what's coming through for me in this reading. So let's go ahead and see what else. Spirit, what else is going on here? We have the Temperance, Sagittarius energy. So some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Yeah, we have Four of Cups. Someone may be declining you. Excuse me. Someone may very well be declining you, rejecting you. And Spirit is kind of saying, allow it to happen. And I know that sounds, pretty intense. I know that sounds pretty intense in a lot of ways, but I feel like you're going through a lot of issues in terms of needing clarity. And Spirit is saying by you trying to control the situation, you just keep making this person appear maybe better than they actually are. You know what I mean? By telling them, do this, do that. Or like trying to, beg them to give you attention or beg them to give you answers or whatever the case may be. Spirit is saying by you doing that, it's leaving you more confused. Because I feel like you're in a situation where you're having a hard time navigating what to do, but it's because you don't have a whole lot of clarity. And by allowing this person to show their true colors, once we stop nagging someone, once we stop, begging someone, forcing them almost for the bare minimum, things become a lot clearer. And I feel like you're needing clarity so you can move forward, because right now you're in this standstill energy. Because you're not sure what to do. And Spirit is saying, have patience. With Tempers here, have patience. I'm telling you. What will come to light is going to be more than enough for you to finally make your decision. And for a lot of you, you're probably going to end up moving on from whatever this is. Yeah, Nine of Swords. This person has you going through it. Stress, anxiety. It's not worth it. Spirit is saying it's not worth it. You're You're in this energy of begging this person to be there for you, or to commit for you, or to come through in a way that you need them to, and they're like declining your offer. But the very interesting thing for me as a reader with the Four of Cups is there will definitely be regrets surrounding this for them. So if this is a situation where you continuously if this is a situation where you continuously beg and plead, and you work so hard on trying to get somewhere with them, you know, Spirit is saying once you finally just allow the situation to unfold naturally, it's either going to grow closer or it's either going to grow apart. So I don't want that to scare you, for those of you who are wanting to work on things with this person, because we don't know everything, right? Even as a psychic tarot reader, I don't have all the answers. I only have the answers that Spirit wants to give me. So, you know, you always hear people, when it comes to psychics and clairvoyance, they're like, well, don't you have the winning lottery numbers? Or shouldn't you be able to read my mind? It is definitely not the case in terms of actual clairvoyance. We are meant to see what we need to see, not what we want to see, because there's still lessons in this physical experience that we have to learn for the experience and for the growth of our souls. That's why we're here on earth, to love and heal and to, you know, grow, to evolve, to experience, you know, different things. And that is why we're only meant to see what we need to see, not what we want to see. So for some of you, with that being said, you know, this can definitely make or break you. For some of you, letting go of control issues may bring the two of you together. You know, maybe this person is kind of wearing a false mask in the relationship because they don't feel like they can be themselves. Maybe they're used to you always trying to control everything, and they don't feel comfortable in their own skin. So, and that's for some of you. Keep in mind, this is a collective reading. You know, but for others, so for some it can, you know, make you grow closer together. For others, it may distance the two of you and make you realize that you want something else. There's going to be regrets though. So even if this is a situation where the two of you grow closer together and it helps and benefits the connection, I feel like there's still going to be regrets. In terms of, you know, you may have regrets of like, oh, I wish I let go of control issues a lot sooner. Had I stopped trying to control the situation a lot sooner, we could have already reconciled and healed this. And then for the other half of you, you know, it's like, well, this person's going to have regrets not putting in effort, and they're probably going to regret not being with you. They're probably going to regret, you know, not being able to share those special moments and times with you. So they'll be like, wow, I wish I put in more effort. So I hope that kind of we're on the same page here with that. So we have the Three of Cups. So like I said, I definitely see, you know, happiness and celebrations either way for whatever way this affects you and whatever way it's meant to affect you. Spirit, can you tell me more, please? Because you're very stressed, and right now what's happening isn't working, and it's leaving you in this like limbo. I feel like you're in this very like strong standstill type of energy. We have strength, Leo energy. So for a lot of you, it's like you're feeling stuck. You're feeling kind of stuck. You're feeling like you can't move forward because you don't have clarity. You don't have an answer from this person. You don't know where things are going. You don't know which course or direction this relationship is headed in, or situationship, or if you're single, you know, when you're talking to someone, of course, take it as it resonates. But Clarity is definitely coming. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see the moon. We have the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like your ancestors are behind this in a lot of ways. I feel like your ancestors are behind this, and they're wanting you to heal. They're wanting you to take in whatever lesson this person has for you. They're wanting you to take in this experience, either to be with this person or either to draw you away from this person. Like I said, this is collective. Wow! Oh my goodness. We have the Page of Swords, air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. We have the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Yeah, Spirit is saying with patience, you're going to receive wish fulfillment. I see a new beginning for you, and I do feel like things are going to not only heal, but there's this fresh energy stepping forward. The Empress is all about love and nurturing. The Ace of Cups, you know, a new beginning in love, your cup overflowing with love. There's definitely something beautiful possible here, you know. There's something very beautiful that's possible here. So I feel like you're going to switch once that clarity comes in and you let go of control issues. So the main guidance of this reading is to stop controlling the situation. If it's someone that you're wanting to be with, stop trying to force them to be with you. If it's someone that you're currently with and they're losing interest or abandoning you emotionally, or, you know, kind of drifting away from you, let them, you know, whatever the case may be. If you're single and there's someone that you're interested in, but they're not really taking the hint, just kind of let it go, because I feel like Spirit is definitely saying that whatever's meant to be is trying to naturally occur. And sometimes we get too involved in our path when it's already divinely set. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, as a psychic, I'm not a big fan of like everything happens, you know, for a reason, or everything happens at the right timing. I do feel like everything is balanced. Everything in life is balanced. Nothing is 100%. So, you know, as a psychic and as a witch, it's like everything is good, bad, happy, sad. Like there has to be balance within everything, and that also goes for divine timing. Some things are definitely meant to be, and some things we do have to intervene or allow it to happen naturally. You know what I mean? And this is one of those things. It's one of those things that, but that kind of goes hand in hand, and I hope that makes sense to you all. You know, by letting things be, you're also still letting what's meant to be happen. So, you know, it's very beautiful in that sense, but you do have to put in that extra effort in terms of just allowing it to take course and not interfering. And like I said, sometimes we do have to interfere. So there's that 50-50 again. That's why I wanted to be very clear, because sometimes things won't happen for us unless we put the energy in. Manifestation, the law of attraction, those are all things that we have to, you know, it still takes energy. Manifestation is not just something that occurs just because we want something. There's still steps we have to take. So this is definitely one of those situations, though, like I said, where you have to let things be and take the step to release control issues, because you controlling the situation is making things worse, is kind of what I'm seeing. Clarity is coming in big time with the High Priestess here. Beautiful energy. So once that clarity comes in and you start following your intuition, you're going to have so many options, and it's no longer going to feel stagnant. Like finally clarity is going to come in, and it's like all these answers rush in and everything's going to seem so obvious. And I don't want you to beat yourself up over that when it does. I don't want you to be like, oh, you know, how could I have not seen this? How could I have not realized this? Spirit is saying it's happening the way it needs to in order for you to learn some type of lesson or have some type of experience. Yeah, 8 of Cups here. For a lot of you, you're going to be walking away from this. For a lot of you, you're going to be walking away from it. And you're going to embark on a new journey. We have the 6 of Cups. Yeah, we have the 6 of Swords, and then we have a love offer. So this is going to lead to your destination, Spirit is saying. Letting go of control issues is definitely going to lead to your destination, and it's definitely going to lead you to where you need to be in terms of clarity, answers, feeling at home. There could be somebody from your past returning, is also what's coming through here. There could be travel involved. I'm going to pull some Romance Oracle also. There can be travel involved, Spirit is saying. So some of you may literally be like picking up and leaving and going somewhere new. There can be somebody from your past coming back forward. I see a love offer coming through though. So I want to see what that's about with some oracle here. For those of you where this brings the two of you closer together, I feel like in the beginning of your relationship, I'm clairvoyantly getting the message that in the beginning of the relationship, things were really good. And like I said, subscribe to my channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up. Please let me know. I would love to know your experience and your perspective on my guidance, and I love hearing from you. So let me know what side of the guidance you are on and how this message is reaching you personally. But for those of you where letting go of control issues is going to bring the two of you closer together, and it's going to release that person's false mask that they're wearing, I feel like in the beginning of your connection, things were really good, and then it kind of started drifting apart. So I feel like for, you know, those of you who resonate with it in that way, I feel like the past is going to be coming back in a positive way, like rekindling the flame, feeling like the two of you just started dating again, feeling like things were when you first met, you know? So I do like to, because my readings are collective, if you've been following me for a while, I do like to try to get the shoe to fit in many different ways, because, you know, it's not a personal reading. So it's like, I do like to give you the guidance you're meant to receive and kind of help you determine how it resonates for you. So that's why I give different perspectives and scenarios. But yes, so for those of you where you let go of control issues, it brings the two of you closer together. This person finally releases this false sense of mask that they're wearing. You know, it's like finally they're going to be themselves, and it's going to bring you closer together, and they're going to let go of any fears, worries, or ego issues, shadow work, shadow side issues as well. And it's going to bring the two of you closer together, and there's going to be like another like little honeymoon phase where things are just really good and really passionate and really healthy. And then for the other half of you, you know, it's going to finally allow you to move on in a way that you need to. But in both scenarios, you're going to move on from control issues in general, needing to control everything. So we have the chaser. Chaser in codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. Okay, very interesting. Someone has abandonment issues, and that's why they're wearing a false mask. I do feel like I'm getting a message that this person that you're dealing with has abandonment issues, so they almost feel like if they don't given, they won't be getting hurt. You know what I mean? They're trying to protect themselves by being distant, by wearing their false mask, by hiding their true self, by hiding their feelings. And it's extremely frustrating for you because you're offering love, but they're rejecting it. Or maybe you're rejecting it. Take it as it resonates. But so there's codependency involved here. There's abandonment issues. And then I feel like the two of you have abandonment issues, and the two of you have codependent issues, and that's what's causing this like chase cat and mouse type of game. Like you're chasing them, they're chasing you, because I feel like the both of you have abandonment issues and codependency issues, and they don't let you in. So like this is your energy, this is their energy, or take it as it resonates. They protect themselves by keeping a guard up and not letting you in, and putting on this false mask of ego, and I don't need you, and I don't need to let you in, and I don't have to do what you say, or I don't have to commit to you, because it helps them feel protected against being abandoned. But then it also keeps them codependent because they love that chase. They love you. It reminds me of that like love style, avoidance and then anxious attachment styles. Like attachment styles, you have the avoidant and then the anxious attachment style. It reminds me of that. Very, very similar. They love you needing them. It gives them euphoria. It makes them feel good. They keep their guard up. They don't let you in. And you keep just trying to knock on the door, and you keep wanting more, and you keep wanting more commitment and more effort. And they're like, nope, I have my mask on. I'm hiding. I'm deceiving you in that sense because I'm not letting you in, and I'm giving you this false sense of hope. But I'm, going to keep staying safe behind this wall that I have built up. But yet they still care about you, and they're still wanting to be with you, but they enjoy you trying to control everything. And then you have you, or like I said, take it, roles can be reversed. But then and then there's you, where it's like you're trying to control things, and by trying to control everything, it makes you feel safe. It makes you feel, like you're not going to be abandoned because you're going to control it before it happens. You're going to make this person love you. You're going to make this person commit. And it's a cat and mouse game here. It is definitely a cat and mouse game. It needs more love and nurturing energy. It needs more empathy. And that's why Spirit's saying allow the situation to happen, unfold naturally. And then for this other person, it's like eventually take your mask off. And then, like I said, it's either going to grow closer together, or it's going to be like, okay, this is unhealthy. And there's going to be, it just depends on how it resonates with you. Spirit, can you tell me more? Okay. We have the golden mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Okay. A very strong message here, I have to say. Woo! I definitely have to say that this message goes for the person who's wearing the false mask. The person that wears the false mask can definitely be self-absorbed, have narcissistic tendencies, and that's why for some of you, maybe you choose to walk away. Very one-sided. They may love bomb you at certain points and then pull away, and that leaves you wanting more and leaves you wanting to control what's happening. And yeah, very, very complicated situation that's happening here. I don't like using the word narcissist lightly. So this card does say narcissist, but I feel like, once again, with balance and that whole 50-50, I feel like The word narcissist and narcissism in general just gets thrown away too loosely nowadays. Um, I feel like there's other reasons why people do behave the way they do, and I don't feel like it's always because of narcissism. I don't. And I feel like nowadays, especially as a psychic, I'm a light worker, I'm a healer, I'm a star seed. So I want the world to be healed, and I want everyone to be able to experience love and to heal. And I want everyone to be able to find a path that is good for them. That is the type of psychic and clairvoyant that I am. And with that being said, I don't like throwing around the word narcissist so easily, because some people do just have codependency issues, abandonment issues, trauma, childhood trauma. Not everything is because of narcissism or, selfishness. Some people do just truly struggle and they need to heal. And does it make them the best lover or the best person? No. But like I said, once again, with that whole 50-50, I feel like we all have room for improving. I feel like we all can be selfish in ways and in times of our lives. I feel like we can all be both nurturing and loving, and then we can all be kind of self-centered. So I just had to say that. But definitely more so one-sided. I feel like, I don't want that to take away from your experience. You're definitely, this is definitely a situation where one person's putting in more effort than the other. This person may put in huge bursts of love and then withdraw quickly. So you may get like a lot of attention. I'm going to read this oracle card, I promise. But once psychic messages start coming in, I have to get it out. So I feel like this person gives like bursts of love, affection. They just leave you wanting more and more. And then they're like, okay, cut off zone. I'm cutting you off now. Now I'm retreating because I need to go back into my safety. And I need to put that wall back up. And I need you to chase me some more. It is very wild what's going on here. So, like I said, for those of you where, it could make or break you, could bring you closer together. If the two of you are meant to be, if the two of you aren't meant to be, it's going to bring you apart. We have self-indulgence, focus on self, self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. That's exactly what I was talking about. Shadow work. I was just mentioning shadow work. So a few things are psychically coming through for me when I read this card. Spirit is saying it's time to heal. And I love that it says focus on self, because I feel like a lot of times in relationships, it's almost like the connection can almost consume you to where you forget that you're an individual person and you have individual needs and you have individual traumas that need attention and healing. And sometimes a relationship can become way too like codependent for one, but also very webbed. You know what I mean? I feel like two people should always be their individual selves, and then they should give to each other in a beautiful way that creates a duality that's sensational and loving and romantic and passionate. But you should never lose your identity within a relationship. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening here in this situation. So Spirit's saying you can still be with someone and focus on yourself. You can't be what another person needs if you're not what you need for you first. Is kind of the message, So focus on that self-love, that Empress energy. Like I said, self-worth, time to heal. Whether the two of you heal together or whether you're not meant to be, healing needs to take place here. The butterfly. Okay. So we have keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. So for some of you, this could have begun as a one night stand or a very quick relationship. That's definitely what I'm getting here. And it kind of made it unconventional in that way. I feel like it took off. Like it it took off. The passion was there, the connection was there, the chemistry was there. So the two of you just kind of took off with one another, and you started planning. You may have moved in with one another right away, got serious. Maybe the connection got, was committed. But I do sense commitment issues still, if you know what I mean. So it's like one of those situations where the two of you are committed, but emotionally the person's still, like I said, guarded. But yeah, I feel like it felt like a string along type of situation. It felt like things were just moving way too quickly, and it definitely rushed things a bit in terms of, healing. I feel like the two of you just jumped in. We have the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. So as I said, there's a little typo on this card here, but as I said, this is beautiful energy. There's a butterfly to be transformed here and released and bloom. I'm seeing like flowers blooming, relationship evolving. This is confirmation that this relationship can definitely evolve. For those of you, like I said, where you're not meant to be with this person and you've made that decision, that's fine. You're on to the next phase. You're maybe going to find a new relationship, but I do see a lot of you also, this is confirmation here. So I feel like a majority, I feel like with Spirit giving me this card here, the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, I feel like for a majority, sometimes I don't get the messages until like the very end. So like the specific messages. So I feel like, yeah, for a majority, this is a situation that's meant to heal. This is a situation where the relationship is meant to evolve into the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. A lot of you love each other, but you have a lot of inner child healing. You have a lot of issues. You both have a lot of issues from your childhood that need healing and they need resolved. And once that takes place, this relationship is going to evolve. And I think that's very beautiful. So, like I said, you can still take it as it resonates if this is someone that you walked away from. But I do feel like for a majority, this is a relationship evolving to the next phase and finally healing taking place. So I find that so beautiful. I love that because, like I said, as a psychic, I do root for healing. Because not everyone is just evil. You know what I mean? Not everyone is just evil and doomed and unchangeable. So I'm going to wrap this reading up with a Starlight Oracle card. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Comment down below. Let me know what's going on. Talk to your girl, Halo Witch. Give this video a thumbs up. I love hearing about your experience. So we have discover, spot new opportunities. Discover, spot new opportunities. So there's definitely a new, fresh opportunity here to begin something new, to heal something, to heal yourselves individually and then to heal together, to, allow this relationship to evolve to the next phase. Very beautiful. I'm going to pull another one, a little bonus one. Okay. We have the sun, rise to the occasion. So the sun is the most positive tarot card in the deck. So I love that it came through in this little message here. The sun, healing that inner child, happiness, joy, love. Very beautiful messages here. Very, very beautiful. Subscribe to my channel, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next reading. Blessed be always, magical souls.